JD and So Def get overlooked is because they were lockstep with Bad Boy Records and with Puff. And so they kind of mirrored what they did, what each other did. You know what I'm saying? And with that, created some timeless music, but it kind of blurred the line because you didn't know whose artist was whose. Because there was a time where artists had a specific sound because they belonged to either a specific label or one producer was backing them. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg now has his own thing about him where it's Snoop Dogg on every track. But when Doggy Style first came out, Snoop was synonymous with Dr. Dre.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
And DLC too.
Yeah. Those artists on Motown were synonymous with Motown Records because they had the same production. No Limit artists were defined by beats by the pound. You see what I'm saying? Well, back when labels like So Def and Bad Boy started up, if you got your start by being a producer, just like LaFace Records before them, the artists you work with are all going to sound similar because it's your formula that you used. Bobby Brown was not a LaFace Records artist, but his biggest album, Don't Be Cruel, was produced by L.A. and Babyface and Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley was on Uptown Records. He didn't own Uptown Records. He was just their in-house producer.
So, pause. I heard a story about that. He was supposed to be part owner of that. He wasn't just supposed to be in-house production. He was supposed to be part owner of that shit. He said some deals went awry and he got a bad deal. Teddy Riley is one of the king of bad deals, nigga. He was getting $20,000 a song, nigga. Nigga writing motherfucking killer hits and was getting $20K. Nigga, no thank you, nigga. You got to pay me.
That's because of their management. He was getting killed. He was always getting okay as far as production goes.
That he said it didn't start getting better to the late 96 when he can get out of his deal, nigga. Nigga was getting $20K to produce a song, nigga.
Oh, no, that nigga got a grip from fucking Michael Jackson, my nigga. People forget he did half of the Dangerous album.
Nigga, the Dangerous album is all Teddy Riley. That's where he got that sound from. I remember he was telling a story about that where Michael was singing off key. He said he didn't really want to insult Michael. And then Michael said, hey, man, if you got something to say, say it. You know what I'm saying? And that's when he said Michael was like, yo, you're going to make 5 of the fucking top 10 of the records on this album. So we know where he got his bread from because he done been down in Carolina and Virginia a long time, bubbling and shit. But Teddy Riley was supposed to be partial owner of Uptown Records. So that's fucked up how they did that nigga, man.
Now, I've never heard him or Andre Harrell say that, but I'm not going to say it. You know, it's not. Because I know Andre gave, when he went to Motown, he gave Uptown to Heavy D.
Correct.
Because Heavy D was his first artist.
Correct.
So,
but where Heavy D get his sound from?
Heavy
with
got
Aaron Hall.
Not originally.
I understand what you're saying, but
because hold on, this is what I'm saying. From the way the Uptown Records story has been told, is Teddy them didn't come till way late, okay? Because the first groups on Uptown Records was Heavy D and the Boys, Finesse and Sequence, Groove Be Chill, Marley Marl. Marley Marl had a solo deal on Uptown Records.
My nigga, you need to go watch The Breakfast Joint. He said he produced the shit for Marley Marl. That's why I'm saying, like, he was saying that he was supposed to be partial owner of Uptown Records with him. He produced for Marley Marl. That's how, listen, I know niggas think Teddy is from motherfucking Virginia. I know niggas.
No, Teddy's from Harlem.
Yo, Teddy is Harlem to the bone fucking gristle, nigga. You understand what I'm telling you?
That's how him and Keith Sweat linked.
Yeah,
because Keith Sweat from Harlem.
Correct. He said them niggas used to compete with each other. They was never rivals. He said they used to just compete. You understand what I'm telling you? Teddy Riley is a motherfucking boss, nigga. We need to give that nigga gunshots. And this is how legendary fucking JD is. When
Teddy Riley is Jermaine Dupri's idol.
Yo, listen. When you can't tell your life story without other legendary niggas' life stories in your life story, nigga, that's when you know you're fucking amazing, nigga. Yeah. That's why I tell nigga, y'all niggas need to chill out. JD's that nigga. Last shot of the night, people. We are shit to the wind with these shots, nigga. But we finna get this last one in to bring it on home about Jay Dizzle, nigga. Salud, nigga.
Salud.
Stop.
He always hits me while I swallow. It's like a kick to the chest. But I'm just trying to give you guys the background so you can understand how shit shifted. Now, the fact that LaFace Records, from their artists alone, not including the production that LA and Face did for Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston, Karen White, and Brandy, and a who's who of people, that's what kept the LaFace sound, because the only artist on LaFace Records that didn't have a LA and Babyface sound was Outkast, Pink, and Usher. Because Usher never got an LA and Babyface record.
Correct. Never
in his whole career.
And
he was one of the first signees.
But that's because he wasn't of that cut, though. He was new school, so a lot of the went away. You know what I'm saying? It was just clear, crisp at the end of their rhymes. You know what I mean? At the end of them songs.
LA was scared because that boy voice started to crack. So he said, Puffy, take him. And then Puff said, all right, JD, I done turned him out. Now you make him a star. But that's why I keep going. Hold on, to get back on point. That's why I keep going back to LaFace Records, because you'll see continually how Jermaine Dupri is interweaved in the fabric of LaFace Records. So every win that LaFace got, a lot of them were assisted by JD and So Def. Okay, so we all know, if you don't know, Usher was signed to LaFace Records. LaFace Records put him on the Jason's Lyric soundtrack. His first song was called "Just Call Me the Mac." Google it. Go on YouTube. The video's
It's not that great.
There's a guy that like that. You gotta play by the rules.
Shit's not that great.
Just call me a Mac.
Niggas wasn't really fucking with Usher till that nigga started taking his pants off, niggas.
We're gonna get to that.
Let's be clear, nigga.
We're gonna get to
JD
that.
Saved you with that move.
We're gonna get to that.
Legendary JD, nigga.
Usher's voice starts changing on him. He's going through puberty. So at the time, Bad Boy Records was killing shit. Puff Daddy was the hit maker. So LA said, Puff, take him. Puff executive produced Usher's whole first album, gave it the Bad Boy sound. The problem was the Bad Boy sound was an adult aggressive
and this
sound.
nigga was 15, 16, nigga.
He wasn't even 16.
He was 15, nigga. He
was 15.
Yo, listen, he got with Puff when he was 14, though.
Exactly.
14, nigga. Puff is wildin'. Puff thinking this nigga is like a grown ass man. This nigga
Puff
got no
is
business.
shirt off at the video shoot. Folks forget Puff came from Uptown Records during the era of Jodeci and Mary J. Blige. People forget Puff created the Jodeci vibe. One time for Devontae for writing and producing the records, but Puff gave them their identity, right? So Puff is coming from the nastiest R&B group of all time at the time.
Easily.
The most aggressive R&B group. Because what New Edition had to split and give you Belle Biv DeVoe before they could get raunchy.
But see that... I don't even
Jodeci?
consider them niggas in that group. I don't
Jodeci
consider
was
Bell
like,
Biv
we
DeVoe.
from the gate.
The only people that are nasty like motherfucking Jodeci that came before them is easily the Isley brothers. Easily.
But they weren't as blatant
My
because of
nigga,
the times.
They were super blatant, nigga. He said, "Feel your love right next to me. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, baby." Okay? In between the sheets, nigga.
But they alluded to what they wanted to do. It wasn't every freaking night and every
This
freaking
nigga
day.
said
I want to
he
freak
can't
you,
wait
baby, every freaking way.
Fucking Isley brothers talking about they want to shoot their love inside you.
But it was delicate.
What? Nigga, the song is nasty as fuck. What
But
is you
it was
talking about?
delicate.
I'm
It
just
wasn't
talking about
every time I close my eyes, I wake up
nigga,
feeling so
Summer Breeze
horny.
my pussy.
But they don't have to say pussy or I'm horny.
Yo, I get
KC
you.
came out and said, nigga, I'm horny, bitch. I want to freak you. Anyway, we got to get back to Jermaine Dupri. See, this keeps happening. Okay, so, but once they gave him the Puff did what he did, they felt it was too grown for a
was way
15-year-old,
too grown,
14-year-old.
nigga.
So, what did LA do? Jermaine,
nigga.
you did good
But he
with
dropped
Criss
that nigga
Cross.
first, though.
No, they never dropped him. He never lost his deal.
I
Never.
could have swore he got dropped.
He never lost his
Because him
deal.
and his mama went on world tour. You remember that shit?
That was way after. That was later. He never got dropped.
no.
He's on the Face Records to this day.
Okay, let me check. I got to check. Because I
You
remember
see
him
what I'm
and his
saying?
mama going around doing shows and shit.
He never got dropped. Whether or not they was fucking with him at the time is different because labels will do shit like that. You'll be on the roster, but if you ain't a breadwinner, I'll just sit your ass to the side and not pay you no attention till you do something to make me pay attention to you again. You see what I'm saying? But Jermaine Dupri took over and executive produced My Way. You know what I'm saying? And every album since then, Jermaine Dupri has been a part of. There's certain artists in the game that they call Jermaine Dupri before they release anything. Okay? Folks forget how close he was to TLC. The biggest group in LaFace history, the biggest female group of all time. Okay? Still.
Yo.
Jermaine Dupri grew up with T-Boz, and Left Eye used to live with him in his house. He helped cultivate their style. Dallas Austin gave them their sound, but him and Dallas Austin grew up together. Okay? Google Dallas Austin if you don't know who he is. Legend. Okay? Now, you have what LA and Babyface are doing. You have what Dallas Austin is doing with Biv 10 Records with ABC and Boyz II Men and
Okay.
and you know
Jive dropped him
All of them,
when LaFace was with Jive.
oh yeah, that was the parent label.
Yeah,
But he
so
was never dropped from
I feel
LaFace.
you
The
on
parent
LaFace.
label dropped
I
it
remember he got dropped and then his
because
mom,
LaFace was through Arista as well.
Correct. That's
Like
the
that.
next deal that they signed.
Mm-hmm.
His mom went on the world tour with him and shit, and she was getting his records popping back out there
Yeah,
too.
'Cause that was when the boutique labels, they were really management for hire. They like folks weren't treating them like actual labels until LaFace started knocking down doors on people's ass.
Yo, and 10 million from Outkast and make niggas take you really serious.
You gotta think, LaFace Records,
And that's
had-
before the speaker box Love Below.
before the emancipation of Mimi and the Bodyguard, and other than the Bodyguard soundtrack.
Yo, tell
the
me
the highest selling female R&B artist for a while was Toni Braxton.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct. But she
the
had to
highest
take the
selling
men-
female group was TLC.
easily.
Outside of Michael Jackson and R. Kelly,
And Janet
the
Jackson.
highest selling
And Janet
R&B
Jackson.
male artist was Usher. The highest selling rap group of all time
Come on, we know
is
this.
Outkast.
We know this.
This is all from one label. But the crazy thing is, all of these artists have had to deal with Jermaine Dupri. all of them have